Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. We've had a leak of the Why Not 0.5, Russell Westbrook's 5th signature shoe with Jordan brand, and we have two colorways that have leaked, right? So let's get it started right away with this colorway, and yeah, it looks pretty damn familiar, and I feel like, you know, just like Kyrie, and I guess also Kobe's, if you look at LeBron's line, I feel like there's really no like design language that's very similar throughout his entire line. It's very different from one another, I guess, besides the recycling of cushioning setups, I guess, like if you look from like the 15 and 16 and stuff like that. So if you look at Kyrie's and Kobe's, they have like a design language where it's just like when you look at the shoe, it's like, oh, that's a Kyrie or that's a Kobe, you know? And I feel like Russell Westbrook kind of found that design that he likes and he wants to keep it in his shoe. So as you guys all know, the Why Not 0.1, this shoe was a freaking brick. It was nice, it was a nice performer, but two things about the shoe that I really didn't like was super heavy and really hot, and also a little clunky as well. Like if you look at how caged the midsole is right here in the heel, it's just a little clunky here in the heel, but full length zoom unit was super nice. Materials weren't bad, I guess. And let's look at the weight of the shoe actually. If I remember correctly, it was probably around like 15 ounces. Yeah, so 14.6 ounces. And remember the low and how it wasn't even a low, it was just basically the same exact shoe, right? So here we have the Why Not 0.1. And then of course the 0.2 came out, and a better looking shoe in my opinion, also a really good performer. Remember that defect though in the outsole on the forefoot? A lot of you guys experienced it. Personally I didn't, but a lot of you guys actually sent a picture over through DMs on Instagram, obviously when the shoe was out, with that defect in the outsole, in the forefoot, kind of like ripping. But forefoot zoom unit was very large, it felt super nice, but also this shoe was pretty damn heavy. If I remember correctly, yeah, 16.19 ounces, so a super heavy freaking shoe. But I mean, it was pretty nice, and traction was good, cushion was nice, but they did make that zoom unit smaller. It was a full length zoom unit here in the 0.1, and then they made it just a 4-foot zoom unit, I believe. I don't think there's anything in the heel if I remember correctly. And then in the Why Not 0.3, they made the zoom unit even smaller and also segmented. But you know, they're using Phylon here, and as far as the materials go, I guess like the materials really haven't been super premium or super nice in the Why Not line, but I guess it's more like on the cheaper side. It's like around 120 bucks. But you know, they're just using mesh materials. I really like this strap. The 4-foot zoom unit was pretty nice and bouncy, but you know, they made the shoe even lighter, right? So 12.28 ounces, a lot lighter than the 1 and the 2, right? So moving on from the 3, we got the Why Not 0.4, right? And the 0.4 has the smallest zoom unit out of all of the shoes. I don't know what it is with Russell Westbrook. Maybe he doesn't want to feel the zoom anymore. He doesn't like the feeling of zoom. I don't know what it is, but I mean, there is a double stacked 4-foot zoom unit. It is like a very small surface area in the 4-foot, but it's double stacked, it's super bouncy, there's a lot of compression in the 4-foot, which feels nice. They're using Phylon again, but as you guys can see, the weight of the shoe is a lot lighter. It's 11.82 ounces, so I really like the trend that we're seeing here for his line. Starting off with the 1, super heavy and super bulky. 2, same thing. 3, lighter, and the 4 is even lighter. And also this material is extremely thin, which I really liked. So here in the Why Not 0.5, it actually looks really similar to the Why Not 0.3, doesn't it? If you guys look at the midsole design with the spikes, I feel like that's kind of like Westbrook's thing, you know? Here we see it in the 3, we see it a little bit in the 4, but not as much. So that is the midsole design. As far as the upper goes, the upper looks very kind of like DIY, you know, it looks like someone just put together the shoe with like raw materials. There's stitching and stuff like that that's exposed in the actual shoe, kind of like in the Why Not 0.3 and also in the Why Not 0.4. So there's this colorway, but also there is another colorway. This is the Honor the Gift colorway. As you guys can see, we can see Russell Westbrook's logo on the tongue, and it kind of looks like that Air Max unit that the LeBron 19 has. Also, the materials look a little bit different as well. The material in the toe box and also in the midfoot looks kind of like a canvas material, but the other colorway, the material in the forefoot and also in the midfoot looks to be like a very, very thin, translucent plastic material, probably just like a fuse or something. It also looks really, really thin, which I like. So maybe the overall shoe might even be lighter than the Why Not 0.4. And I really had no issues with the weight. I mean, the the weight was super nice. Like I said, 11.82 ounces is pretty damn light. Felt very responsive as well. So there is a little bit of a difference there for the materials. But as you guys can see with the actual tongue, it kind of has that off-white look with the exposed foam. And then as far as the outsole goes, we have a picture of the actual outsole, which is pretty cool. And we have nubs. I don't know what it is with nubs, but I just don't like nubs. If I remember correctly, I don't really think there ever was like a goat traction pattern with like a nub outsole pattern, right? If not, the Curry 2 was herringbone, Kyrie 2 was like lines, long lines. So yeah, I mean, nubs, first of all, are not durable. If you're playing on an outdoor court, that will eat up the nubs and just kind of like rub it away super easily. So I am very worried about that. It actually looks pretty similar to the Why Not 0.2 kind of like half circle outsole, more like in the forefoot as well. So hopefully the durability is good on the Why Not 0.5, but I don't think it will be. Also in this colorway, we have kind of like a pressure map a little bit here in the forefoot. I don't really think you put more pressure in the tips of your toes, so it's probably not accurate. But I guess we have I don't know, some kind of map, pressure map or something in the outsole. I wonder if it's just this colorway or it'll be all colorways in the forefoot. But also, as you guys can see in the midfoot, we have a plastic midfoot chain plate. It looks extremely large and also extremely thick, so hopefully that'll help with torsional support. And also we can see the Jumpman logo in the middle of the outsole there. So moving on to the cushioning setup. So as far as what we can see from the actual shoe, it says Air Zoom in the forefoot. So I'm guessing it's obviously Zoom in the forefoot, right? Because Nike, if the writing Zoom or Air Zoom or whatever Nike Air is placed in the forefoot, it's usually in the forefoot. If it's in the heel, it's usually in the heel, right? So obviously in the Why Not 0.5, it's placed in the forefoot. So I'm guessing there is a forefoot zoom unit, but as you guys can see from the outsole, there's nothing indicating the size of the forefoot zoom unit. So we actually have no idea how large the zoom unit will be in the Why Not 0.5. Will they keep it like the Why Not 0.4 like shape? Also, will they double stack it? I don't know. Will it be like the Why Not 0.3 or the 0.2 with a large volume zoom unit in the forefoot? We actually have no idea. We'll have to see on that. And also, like, looking from the medial side and all that, the medial side looks pretty cool. I like the spikes on the midsole, and also you can see how much that midfoot chain plate comes up as well. And the foam just looks like a regular Phylon. It looks very similar to the Why Not 0.3 as well as the Why Not 0.4. So I mean, the foam's been okay. You know, there's a little bit of compression in the heel, mostly just, I guess, adequate impact protection. It just feels like a Phylon, right? Also, looking from on top of the shoe, the lacing system does look asymmetrical, just a little bit. Also for the eyelets, it looks like we got some like strap looking eyelets. And I wonder if those straps go down all the way into the midsole to give a little bit more support and lockdown once you tighten up the laces. Moving into the ankle area, it looks to have a good amount of foam, which I like. Same thing with the Why Not 0.4. There is a good amount of padding here in like the back of the shoe, right, which provides a lot of comfort and coziness. So it looks the same in the Why Not 0.5, but it looks like they kind of bring back the stupid like double layered like material thing that they like in the Why Not 0.3. We have like that double, it's not terrible because the material is quite thin, but here in the Why Not 0.2 it was really thick, and both of the materials were super thick, so it made the overall feeling of the shoe a lot bulkier than I would have liked, or just in my personal opinion. So hopefully it's not too thick in the Why Not 0.5. I mean, that foam on the outside, that exposed foam, looks quite thick, and then that inner booty in the ankle looks to add a good amount more padding as well. So hopefully it's not too bulky, but I don't know. Seeing this trend of thinner materials and lighter shoes in Westbrook's line, I do have my hopes up for the Why Not 0.5. Here in the back of the shoe, in this colorway, it says honor the gift. Also, it says why not, and we can see a pull tab with the Jumpman logo there. Also, another cool thing is that if you look at the last eyelet, it looks to be a little bit of a strap, I guess. Now that I look at it closer, it's actually stitched down, so it doesn't look like anything where you can tighten the overall like strap. Like, what do you call this? It's not really a strap though, it's more of like an eyelet, I would say, right? And it's attached to this plastic part, and it also looks like it's on both the lateral and medial side of the shoe. It's more probably just for aesthetics. So yeah, here is the Why Not 0.5. It's rumored to release in the near future, probably around December or early 2022. But the overall aesthetics, I don't know, I'm liking it. I definitely do like this colorway has a gum outsole. The midfoot chain plate is a very cool like light blue, and then the upper has like this tan or off-white color as well, which I really like. And I also do like the deconstructed look. I don't know, for some reason I haven't really been liking the aesthetics all too much of Russell Westbrook's line, but honestly, I do like the Why Not 0.3. It's not bad. The 0.4 I would say is my favorite aesthetically, and also probably performance-wise, the Why Not 0.4 is my favorite as well. So tell us what you guys think of the Why Not 0.5 aesthetics down in the comment section below. But my first thoughts, I feel like, you know, aesthetically, like I said, it looks great, and as far as the performance goes, it's probably going to perform pretty similarly to the Why Not 0.3 or maybe even the 0.4. But I'm very curious to see what size that zoom unit is in the forefoot. But anyways, that about wraps up this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.